Now next point is switching to protected mode. How to switch from real mode to protected mode? So by setting the P bit of MSW in CR0 causes the 80386 to begin execution in protected mode. So what is machine MSW? MSW is a machine status word present in the lower 16 bit of CR0 register. So the current privilege level start at 0. So currently in protected mode privilege level is at a 0, means at a highest privilege level, and the segment register continue to point to the same linear address as in real addressing mode. And next point is, after setting the P bit initialization code, flush the processor instruction prefetch queue by the executing the jump instruction. So these are the switching point for the real mode to the protected mode. Now start with the next topic, that is software initialization for protected mode. In previous lecture we saw the software initialization for real mode. Now we are going to study software initialization for protected mode. Most of initialization for protected mode can be done before or after switching to protected mode. So what are the structure to be initialized in protected mode? First structure is interrupt descriptor table. So IDTR may be loaded in either real mode or in protected mode. However, the format of interrupt table are different for real mode and protected mode. Processor has to take care of this format change. So to avoid this conflict, the interrupt should be disabled until interrupt handler are in place and a valid IDT has been created in protected mode. Okay, next point is a stack segment. So stack segment is not represent in this PPT. So stack, so SS may be load in either real mode or protected mode. If loaded in real mode, so SS continue to point to the same linear address after the switch to protected mode. Next point is global descriptor table. So before any segment register, that is code segment, data segment, stack segment or extra segment is changed in protected mode, the GDT register, that is GDTR, must point to the valid GDT. Remember that initialization of GDT and GDTR may be done in real mode. Now next point is page table. So PG, that is paging bit of CR0, must be set to 1 in protected mode. The PDBR, PDBR is a page directory base register. So this value present in CR3 must be loaded before setting PG bit to 1. So means first you have to set the PDBR value and then set the PG bit value. Now next point is the first task. So initialization procedure can run in protected mode without initializing the task register. However, before first task switch, however, first before task switch, following condition must satisfy. So, what are the condition? First, there must be a valid TSS for new task. What is TSS? TSS is task test segment. Then the stack pointer in TSS for privilege level must point to a valid stack segment. Means there is a valid stack segment present. So how to identify whether the task segment is valid or not? So by comparing the privilege level of various descriptor and the selector, we can identify whether the segment is valid or not. And third condition is the task register must point to an area in which to save the current task state. Okay, next is university questions. So following are the university questions. First is what all initialization are required to start processor in real mode after the reset. Then second is what all initialization required to start processor in protected mode after reset. And third is the write a short note on switching to protected mode. So for the first question answer, you have to mention all these 3 points, that is software initialization for real mode, that is stack, interrupt table and first instruction. And for second question answer, you have to mention all these points, that is interrupt descriptor table, global descriptor table and the page table. Also the first task or first instruction, and one point is remain, that is stack. And for third question answer is the how to switch or write a short note on protected mode. Okay, so you have to mention this point for answer.